Hey guys, this is Camper15 and I'm back at it with another video for you guys. And we are back with another fairy tale manga chapter review, and this is manga chapter 69. Not getting any dirty thoughts. Anyways, we're back, chapter 69, titled Hand. And this chapter is kind of a world building slash, still an introductory to the things we're going to be seeing in Edelis, as well as what I think many fairy tale fans have predicted, that definitely, the magic power for our fairy tale characters are definitely going to be improved, and maybe even in a case much more stronger, because they're in a much more stronger magic world. And stuff like that. I'm not really gonna, I'm looking at the chapter off my phone, but honestly, like I said, this is kind of just still an introductory slash world building chapter, which kind of makes you take it back and really see what this world has yet to offer. So obviously, what I did like about this chapter, which I still think it's a pretty good chapter. Some people might say it's not a good chapter, it's kind of a boring chapter, but listen, you're just introducing yourself to a new world. You can't just be like, oh, let's go straight after Selene now. You gotta build up the world before you can get to the final boss. But anyways, we find out that, like I said, I figured that the magic power for our characters would be stronger, because you see in the case of Wendy, and even Lucy later on in the chapter, with Wendy when she's healing Ferris, her healing is magically faster than it was in Earthland, which I guess you could say has to do with being in Elentir. Jesus. Anyways, and then in terms of Lucy, when they were all split up and stuff like that, which they're gonna be split up again for the time being. But when she split up and she's all by herself, and then she needs somebody to come out and save her from some deranged, weird-looking monster in Elentir, you see Tauros come out of nowhere, even though her celestial keys are in Earthland. You just see how strong the magic here in Elentir is, and the fact that she can essentially, I guess it seems like she can call her spirits from Earthland to come to Elentir to help. Which, one, is some crazy, multiverse type of, world building type of thing. And, that was freaking wild. That was insane. So I'm like, okay, what the hell is going on here? So anyways, continuing on with the stuff, and I guess you could say, will this be a future ability for Lucy? I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna be a future ability for Lucy where it'll be exclusive to Lucy, or when she gets back to Earthland, she'll be able to just her spirits just come out, or she just says some sort of command without putting up a respective key, by saying, come out, frickin' Tauros and stuff right now without using her keys, which would be a pretty crazy power. So, yeah. Another thing that is pretty interesting to mention here too is we do see an Irene Belsarion sighting here, and we still do know she is looking for a body, and it definitely could be the character that was at the end of the chapter, but I did find it interesting how, she actually made sure to tell Wendy, listen, make sure you're on your guard, because, this magic power in this world is insanely freaking strong, and it's out of the ordinary, as the manga chapter depicted as what she's saying. I'm now, since now I'm doing this, I do like the whole Irene Belsarion and Wendy little relationship. Yes, we all know Irene is Urza's mother, but I feel like, you know, Irene definitely has taken that next step in being a motherly figure to Wendy. In a, you know, it's a motherly daughter type of thing. So hopefully, you know, when she gets her new body or she finds the body she wants, I guess you can say maybe she joins Fairy Tail in a mentor type role to help Wendy further, you know, get stronger. Yeah, you can definitely have moments between her and Urza and stuff like that, but I think definitely, you know, she'll look after Wendy, like, you know, and I guess you could say rectify the past when after she first had Urza instead of trying to kill Urza. I think maybe when she gets her new body, maybe when she potentially maybe joins Fairy Tail or maybe just goes away and be like, you'll see me from time to time. You know, she takes Wendy on her wing. And, you know, I guess is, you know, you could say the daughter she never got to really raise throughout the rest of her life and gets to have a daughter that she wants to love. And plus, like I said, you know, if we're being honest, Wendy and Urza, they kind of do act like sisters to each other. Heck, when they get split up, they're paired up with each other, going against these weird magic, you know, being type of creatures and stuff like that. So yeah. Another thing mentioned in this chapter, is how the fact that because Urza does make a mention like, listen, we're here to take out Selene because of our job. We ain't came here to help you, Ferris, because of stuff like that. Because obviously Ferris did all those things to the guild and hurt a lot of people in their guild, which made them have to fight each other for no reason. And it just homers in the point from Urza, like, listen, you know, just because you are a you seem like obviously a nice girl, you still kind of hurt us in some sort of way. So just because we're gonna take out Selene doesn't mean we're doing it for you. We're doing it for our guild because one, it's our mission, and we're just doing it for our guild straight up because we're Fairy Tail. I definitely do still feel that after this arc is over, I wouldn't say Ferris will join Fairy Tail because apparently there are some people that would want her to join Fairy Tail. I wouldn't be opposed to her joining Fairy Tail. She wants to come over to Earthland and join Fairy Tail full time. I just think I do know that, you know, the Fairy Tail members are definitely gonna like be upset at her, but after some time, maybe after this little arc, definitely, I think that's when they'll be on their nice side and they'll start to have respect. Almost like the Edalus crew, you know, back when the Edalus antagonist, and, you know, you can say Brandish to an example as well, and some other characters here and there. You know, you could say Sting, Rogue, you know, Gajil and Juvia before they joined Fairy Tail. Like, it's been a trope with Fairy Tail where you have these characters you just fucking hate when you, like, you know, introduce them, or they start off as bad antagonist people, you know, but by the time the arc is over, they end up creating a bond with Fairy Tail, which they become an ally to them. It's happened with everybody. You know, Gajil and Juvia, you know, they were enemies of Fairy Tail at first, and then they joined them. You know, like I said, Sting and Rogue and the rest of Sabretooth. They were the antagonists of the first half of the Grand Magic Games arc, and you hated them. Trust me, when I first watched them, I hated them, and then after, you know, you see their development and stuff like that, they eventually become a good ally of Fairy Tail after, you know, stuff like that, and eventually they're friends. You know, you can say, even so, like I mentioned earlier, Irene, she was a former antagonist, you know, and then until she really met Wendy and stuff like that, her character has changed, and she seems like when she finally gets her body, she'll be an ally. So definitely the same thing will more than likely happen to Ferris. They won't trust her at first. They don't know. They'll probably still be shaky, but they'll be like, okay, we don't know about you, but hey, you're still all right and stuff like that. Another big thing to mention here, is when they're on this, they're also, you know, on a cloud, which Ferris and Toka say some clouds in Elentir can be considered as islands, which If you watch One Piece or read the One Piece manga, it definitely is giving me Skypiea vibes in terms of, you know, Sky Islands and stuff like that. If you ever watched One Piece, if you haven't watched One Piece, there's an arc in the show where it dives into Sky Islands and stuff like that. Islands in the sky, and they actually travel up to the sky, and you know, it has its own. There's like a sea in the sky of clouds and stuff like that. Not one of my favorite arcs, just because of my personal reasons, but still, it's still a pretty fan favorite arc. I really request you watch One Piece or read it, if you're interested in it. Anyways, yeah. So then after that, you see this huge hand come out of this water. Now, Toka and Ferris are like, oh yeah, that's normal stuff, so don't worry about it. But then, you know, the hand has this like marking on it, or this, you know, you could say this design. I'm guessing it must be from Selene, or maybe from the character at the end of the chapter, which I'm about to get into. Which, you know, the hand eventually splits them up, which you have the group of Happy, I was called Natsu Luffy, Natsu and Gray, and then Toka and Ferris, even though we don't see where they went, and then Urza and Wendy. And yeah, so they're all split up. They do make a mention. Now Natsu and Gray and Happy, they're in like some winter, you know, snow area where the snow's actually like essentially going up and stuff like that. So that is also pretty weird as well. So yeah, and then to end off this video, you know, the chapter ends off on the last page with this character essentially saying, like, those are the humans that Selene brought along. It's time for you to show us, are you fit to be Selene's toys? And this character's name is one of the moonlit beauty gods, Youko. So, yeah, her design looks pretty unique. She has, like, you could say a kimono type of Japanese looking design, as well as, you know, her face looks like, you know, the typical trope of a cat person, you know, where they're like, you know, where they speak in the cat puns. I guarantee you when this arc, I guarantee you when the series gets animated, it's definitely gonna get animated. It probably won't get animated for a while. I say, you know, we might get a 100-year quest anime, when there are 100 Fairy Tail 100-year quest chapters, because I think they did that with Eden Zero, I believe. When I think Eden Zero reached their 100th chapter, they announced the anime for that, which I'm very excited to see. Anyways, yeah, I don't know what to expect from her. It's gonna be interesting. It seems like she's an underling of Selene, and it seems like there's definitely might be more of these special type of underlings and stuff like that. So, I don't know what to expect from her. Maybe she's the person doing that, who maybe did the hand thing to start off the chapter, or maybe she's also doing the little creatures that are apparently, you know, are solely based on magic power. It's gonna be very interesting. It's gonna be very interesting. It seems like, you know, what we might get is, you know, all different of these god characters, of the moonlit gods, I guess, observing each one of the members. There's probably gonna be one observing Lucy, and another one observing Gray and Natsu. We're probably gonna get fights with some of them, and then eventually they'll reunite, you know, somehow, and then eventually confront Selene. Maybe, you know, Ferris and Toka go up to Selene. That could be another thing, and say, look, stop this nonsense and stuff like that. But yeah, I thought it was a pretty good chapter, and I enjoyed it, and I can't wait for more. So in terms of when the next chapter releases, I don't know the official release date, but knowing its tendencies, they go up every 2 weeks on Wednesday, so this will be the last chapter in November, and we won't get chapter 16 or chapter 70 till December 2nd. So yeah, that's gonna be good. So I'm guessing that's not the confirmed date. I'm just knowing they release on Wednesdays. So yeah, that's just my guess. I'll have to check it out later. But like I said, good chapter. I enjoyed it. Another world building, and I think we're gonna get into some more action going forward. So anyways, guys, this has been Camper 15. If you liked the video, leave a like. Put in the comment section your thoughts on this manga chapter for Fairy Tail, as well as hit that subscribe button to get, you know, more Fairy Tail content, as well as hit that notification button. Make sure you get updated to whatever I upload to the channel. Anyways, I'm gonna get out of here. I'll catch you guys in the next video. So hopefully you guys are staying safe up there. Until then, have a great rest of your day. Peace.